The final match of Group K in the 2026 World Cup brought two international heavyweights to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Technically, Miami is a neutral site for a global tournament, but for the Portuguese national team stepping onto the pitch, the environment felt entirely hostile. An estimated 90% of the stadium attendees were Colombian supporters, completely flooding the stands in yellow. These fans ignored the usual global script of Ronaldo mania. They were loud, highly partisan, and aggressively dismissive of the Portuguese captain from the opening whistle. A scoreless draw between two heavyweights usually invites a look at defensive structures or missed statistical opportunities. This specific match was defined by the clashing trajectories of the people on the field, regardless of the lack of goals. Days earlier, Cristiano Ronaldo shouted, "I'm back," to the cameras after a brace against Uzbekistan. Against the Colombian defense, that confidence met a far more rigid reality. The 41-year-old spent much of the night on the periphery. His most notable attempt, an overhead kick off a rebound, was easily blocked, leaving him visibly frustrated as the game moved around him. This performance follows a quiet outing against DR Congo, suggesting a pattern rather than an outlier. For a striker whose game relied on being omnipresent, the physical gap between his ambition and his current output is widening. Ronaldo still carries the psychological drive to be categorized alongside the current elite, players like Kylian Mbappe, who now command the center of the world stage. But asserting that dominance against a new generation of physically overwhelming goal scorers like Erling Haaland is becoming a difficult case for the veteran to make. This insistence on being the focal point has created a central tension within the Portuguese squad, as his presence no longer guarantees the results it once did. While Portugal struggled for rhythm, Colombia found theirs through the energy of the crowd. They remained in a constant state of attack. They played a physical, high-intensity brand of football, led by the relentless pressing of forwards like Luis Diaz. A single point was all they needed to secure the top of the group, but Colombia played as if only an outright victory would satisfy the fans. That pursuit of a winner reached a breaking point deep in stoppage time. In the final moments, Davinson Sanchez met the ball with a header that hit the back of the net, triggering an explosion of euphoria and a full bench invasion onto the pitch. Then the celebration was cut short. The assistant referee's flag snapped upward for offside, instantly voiding the goal. The rapid swing from pure elation to total cancellation captured the volatile, often cruel nature of tournament football. Even without the late winner, the draw confirmed Colombia as the winners of Group K. Their aggressive style and the massive traveling fan base that effectively turned Miami into a home game makes them a formidable opponent in the knockout rounds. Portugal heads toward the next round in a much more precarious position, having struggled for consistency across two of their three group matches. This leaves manager Roberto Martinez with a significant tactical and personnel problem to solve. He must decide how to manage a national icon when that icon's individual struggle begins to affect the team's overall prospects. The atmosphere at Hard Rock Stadium confirms that the most compelling narratives often unfold in the margins. The drama was world-class, even if the scoreboard stayed silent.